What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys another video. And this one is going to be about this Democrat lady right here on the right with the little headphones on and blonde hair. I did a video on her one time before, God, I want to say like a couple months back for assaulting an ICE agent, right? She got in the way, pushed him, did a whole bunch of other stupid stuff. Now, this right here is by Sanity Squad TV. Go check him out. He does some very good, fair, impartial content. So go give him a follow and all that. Before we fully get into this, make sure you guys go check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90 for 10% off. Now, who remembers the good old days when going for like a sitting seat in government, any seat, even straight down to like city council, right? From city council all the way up to like senator, governor, mayor, president, all that stuff. You kind of had like a certain kind of demeanor about yourself. Demure, right? Demure? Yeah. Demure, kind of about yourself, depending on whether you're male or female, correct? Now, this young lady on the left, we're gonna see a clip of her in a second of where it, like, clearly shows she should not be in politics because she be somewhat of a floozy. And she's not the only one. For some odd reason, there's a lot of them like that on the left. Now, there's a lot of them like that on the right as well, and they're just hypocrites, and they use, like, Christianity or religion basically to help push their narrative and their goals and feed their own agenda, but I digress. Now, let's get into this, and let's see what this has to be about, because it's saying that she's begging for money, which means I bet she opened up OnlyFans to fight her litigation.
This is absolutely hilarious and beautiful to see. The Democrat Socialist Congresswoman Kat Agubuzalin is begging for money online, hoping
Yeah,
that
like,
people
look at that.
pay her out because she's been in.
Like, that is not attire appropriate for a woman who's going for the Congressional District 9 in Illinois. Illinois Democrat, which, I mean, it's Illinois. It's not surprising. Like let's face it, it's not surprising.
Indicted for impeding law enforcement when she got into a couple of spats with ICE officers. This woman has been viral many times, appearing on CNN, bashing Trump, going to protests, and is a typical Democrat socialist, meaning one of the most unhinged type of Democrats, the most unreasonable and annoying of all time. We have some hilarious clips of her being called out on her charges. She runs away like a coward. And remember, she's the famous woman who got in the face of ICE agents
right
and
here.
was slammed right there. Real bad. It was beautiful to see.
I wouldn't even say slam. That's not a slam. He was pushing her and then slightly lifted her up to a point where her feet came out from underneath her. Her feet swang forward for some reason, and then she poof, right on her ass.
That had to hurt. But hey, she wanted to get in the way of law enforcement, get in the way of ICE.
But look what she's wearing.
That's her policy.
And she's going. What are you wearing?
Guys in here! Can I get a Trump in here?
And that's the thing, man. She's just the
So
typical
dumb.
leftist that isn't smart. She's just a socialite who likes to hang out, wear some fish.
Like, literally, that's the whole thing about these people on, like, the left and, like, Democrat liberals. Their whole thing is, oh, I'm gonna say fuck Trump. I'm gonna get a whole bunch of people to follow me. And I'm every single time, like, it starts, like, going the wrong way, I'm gonna just say fuck Trump, and I'm gonna bring him right on back. Like, why are people so stupid? Just because they say fuck Trump doesn't mean that they are a good person to follow. Despite the fact that, yeah, they agree with you that you don't like that they don't like Trump just like you. Like, come on now.
Net leggings and get some likes on Instagram, but she's not really sophisticated with her politics. Her whole politics just boils down to yelling at ICE, saying free Palestine, you know, the usual. And this is what happened, what she ended up being charged with, and what she ended up being denying. This video right here.
Yeah, she pushes the ICE officer.
Blocking an ICE agent right here.
So dumb.
And this is just a little video of what we have captured. The actual chargers are way crazier. They weren't just blocking an
Did a
ICE
video
agent.
on
They were
this.
doing all kinds of stuff, keying cars. This woman, Tara, calls her out on this.
Winning. Yeah,
I did a
just
video
to
on
be
this.
clear, the indictment alleges that you and others, quote, surrounded a federal officer's vehicle, banged on its hood and windows, etched pig on the side, and impeded movement.
And that's defaming federal property. That's government property that they destroyed. That's bad.
Did you etch the word pig on the side of an officer's car?
I'm not speaking to the specifics of anything that's in the indictment right now, but like I said, I do plan on pleading not guilty, and the evidence will come out in court, and
Yeah,
I plan on winning.
Okay. Well, let's not watch the video of what happened.
So she totally avoids the question. They show the video that we talked about earlier.
See, what I'm curious on, are they going to touch up on, because it says she begs for money or begs for help. So I want to know about that part.
Said, there's the key in the car that was involved, impeding law enforcement. And she says, oh, I'm just I'm gonna fight this in court. I'm gonna avoid the question. She leaves without telling this lady.
Yeah,
That
she
can
just
actually
dips.
hinder your ability to
Like literally, she like hung up after that question, and she was gonna like further up with like a follow up question or try to gain more context or whatever, right? She just hangs up, and then she later realizes, oh wait, she left,
serve in Congress. Are you concerned about that?
right? And man, she's like,
She just sign off.
yeah.
And so she
Yep.
lost her election, the congressional candidacy in Chicago, Illinois, and she had like a depressing speech about it. But since then, she has appeared on CNN getting schooled by people like Scott Jennings. And I guess this is
That
how
would be
she's
funny.
making money. And keep in mind, we're going to show her begging for money. This rich, and I don't like to play the race card. I'm half white, half Latino, half Mexican, but I don't like to play the race card at all. But we got a upper middle class, rich white woman begging for money who appears on CNN. I think she gets paid out nicely being on CNN, right?
Oh, who's enforcing international law? Who is the aggressor here?
Us! We are the aggressor.
Against
we launched this war. Yes. Just because Iran exists.
Did all of U.S. history exist before the last 8 weeks to you, or just?
It started on February 28th.
Listen, we all know.
I mean, honestly, they have been at war with us for 40.
So she's been making the rounds and she's been repeating the same mantra: abolish
Repeal the
ICE.
Patriot Act. We need to lift refugee caps, and we need to offer complete amnesty and citizenship to any immigrant here who has not committed a violent crime.
Funny thing is, more than half of them have committed violent crimes where they came from and committed violent crimes here in our country.
Additionally, we need trials. There is no moving forward without justice. Stern words for Greg Bovino aren't enough. Body cameras aren't enough. We need people willing to put everything on the line, not when it's politically convenient, and not have their hands in their pockets.
So now that Trump's in office, even though
So
Obama
dumb.
deported millions, the most in history, we need to.
Yeah, did people forget about, like, quite literally the children in cages when Obama was president? Like, literally, they had children in cages separated from their parents back in 2012.
Give amnesty to all illegals, and it's all about ICE. So she got federally indicted, immediately responded to it, but then we have her begging for money a little bit later.
And the Department of Justice is charging 6 people, including myself, with federal crimes for exercising our First Amendment rights near ICE's Broadview Processing Center.
There's a difference between protesting peacefully and then having a violent, inciting riot, okay? If Martin Luther King was, like, still alive to this day, this dude would be yelling at you, Martin Luther King, probably not yelling at you, calling you a bunch of fucking idiots or retards, but he would definitely say that you're a bunch of uneducated, non-rounded, and very, very emotional human beings, and he's probably very ashamed of you, because, back when he was protesting, back when he was doing what protesting really was, him and his protesters were getting hit in the face with high-pressure water cannons. and getting beat with clubs back then, okay? And not fighting back, not destroying nothing, not burning anything down, none of that. That's a real protester, okay? That's a real protester. Not burning nothing down, not destroying anything. These
Okay,
people
yeah, so the
destroying
famous
stuff, not
And
protesters.
this is a political prosecution and a gross attempt to silence dissent, a right
Sure.
protected under the First Amendment. This case targets our rights to protest,
No, it
speak
doesn't.
freely, and associate with anyone who disagrees with the government.
landed in a city.
Protest, speak freely, and associate with anyone who disagrees with the government.
Wrong. Wrong. Because if that was the case, then Hassan Piker would be in prison or would have been kicked out of the country a long time ago.
And while we have seen the unhinged and unlawful tactics this administration has used against the American public, it's important to remember they're doing this because they are scared. They are wrong. And they know they
You are
are on the
wrong.
wrong side of history.
And here it comes.
Yeah, they're on the wrong side of history. People who support law enforcement don't want people to just to have an open border and no freaking laws. I mean, anybody could come on through now that a Democrat's not in office. Now that a Republican's in office, suddenly we're allowed to just have people just come on through with no checks. Now here she is suddenly begging for money, even though she's on CNN and clearly is a wealthy person. She needs your cash, bro, to beat the charges.
Hi, I'm Kat Abagazale.
And I'm Andre.
Last year,
homie.
I ran for Congress.
And I was her field director.
We're both 27. We love cooking and sci-fi.
Who cares?
And we're both also indicted by the federal government, which is
Good.
trying to
Good.
put us in prison.
Which is why we're
Good.
here. Our trial is this month, and we need your help to beat these charges.
He literally looks and sounds like a Reddit mod. That's disturbing.
And fight this administration.
You might remember
So
last year when the
stupid.
federal government brought bogus charges against me, Andre, and 4 other people for protesting ICE. One of those charges was a federal conspiracy charge. And
You
we have good
destroyed,
news and
like,
bad
property.
news about that. The good news is that the government just dismissed our conspiracy charge. But that still leaves us with misdemeanor criminal charges for interfering, intimidating, or impeding an ICE agent.
Just a
And that can
misdemeanor?
still
Pay it.
lead to jail time or other harsh consequences.
You
But
should
the bad
definitely get
news,
jail time.
besides, the trial and the possible jail time,
You should get jail time and then barred and banned from any kind of political office, period. That includes city council.
is that we are facing up to hundreds of thousands of dollars in legal bills
Which we do not have.
because we're broke 20 something.
Dude, especially in a liberal
You're like literally, like, your family's rich.
city that has a high population, they're not going to jail for misdemeanors. She's totally lying to her audience, man.
Things that work in progressive politics.
There's people who are doing violent crimes to people and they're being let out within a few hours. So it's like, if this lady is literally telling people that, oh, hey, I'm gonna probably go to jail for this. Like, no, you're not. You are not going to go to jail for that. If they put you in jail for that, that's going to just piss off even more people because you barely did anything. I mean, it wasn't a horrible, horrible crime. Yeah, you destroyed something, which then made the taxpayers pay for the, fixing of said vehicle and everything else y'all destroyed. But the problem is you didn't do anything violent. Like, the people who are going around murdering people, pushing people in front of trains, assaulting people on the streets. There was a young lady and like her friend who were literally just assaulted, I think in Arizona or New Mexico or something like that. So, I mean, there's people being assaulted and attacked and all sorts of stuff all over the place. And the people who they are catching doing it are being let out within hours to like a day or two. So she is just straight out fucking lying and drama farming. She is just trying to get some sympathy so that she can get some money to spend.
In the nonprofit sector. Many of you generously donated to the campaign for our legal defense, and it was incredibly helpful. But we're still looking at about $200,000 to $250,000
liar.
left by the end of the trial.
And this is alongside personal debt and spending decisions we've had to make.
Personal debt, meaning they've been spending money on shit they have not should not have been spending it on, such as probably fast food, DoorDash, going to the store and buying fucking nice clothes or whatever. Come on now.
because we do not know if we will.
Nightclubs, because let's just face it, that young lady likes to go to nightclubs because she has several pictures that we've already seen of her at bars and nightclubs wearing fishnets, which is very, very inappropriate attire for someone who wants to go for, congressional seat of any kind.
Be able to cover these bills.
We tried everything we could to
Oh, you have to pay your own way and pay your own bills and suffer the consequences of your actions. How crazy.
avoid asking people for money again, especially after so many of you were so generous last year. But we truly do not have another option. So we are asking if you are able to contribute to our legal defense.
GoFundMe.
We've set up a GoFundMe and the link is here. We'll
Fucking
also
knew it. I fucking knew it. GoFundMe. Like, really. I've had a GoFundMe up since November, and, like, I've had maybe 5 or 6 people donate to it, which, for those people, they've been awesome. But literally, this bitch comes from a rich family, well off. She's well off, and yet she's now saying, hey, I fucked up. I did something I should not have done, so I need money from you guys. I need over $250,000, which she's gonna raise it. It's gonna happen because GoFundMe's gonna push that because GoFundMe gets a portion of every single dollar that is donated. GoFundMe pushes and helps these right here. They won't push anyone else's. They will not. Not no cancer patient, not no old retiree person, none of those. Anytime you see those nice stories about like someone getting a GoFundMe and getting a whole lot of money, that's because some TikToker, YouTuber, Twitcher, or whatever just wanted to go viral and get a lot of clicks and views.
doing an all-day live stream fundraiser.
All right, so they're trying to get the cash, blah, blah,
Fucking
blah. I want to take a
GoFundMe.
look. Inhumane.
The
Go
last
fund
6
me.
months trying to function like normal human beings, despite knowing the fact that we could be in jail until we're 33 just for exercising our First Amendment
Oh,
rights.
dude, she is such a liar. She is not going to jail for 6 years with misdemeanors. I mean, I don't know. Let me know in the comments below if you know something that I don't know. But I just
A
do
misdemeanor?
not think
No.
that's happening. By the way,
No.
her boyfriend
No.
owns The Onion, the popular freaking, Democrat newspaper that makes fun of it's like parodies, right? Your
That's a
boy, get some cash.
That is a perfect spot to pause in right there. Like, that is the epitome of her brain right there. Her face is what that she's making. That's her brain. Like, her brain is just like, all the time.
From your boyfriend, he's got the bag. Obviously, you're only hooking up with dudes who got some money. It's not like you're, dating a working class dude. So
Fuck no.
why don't you go hit up your rich boyfriend to pay your legal bill?
To describe.
Well, we've already made a lot of progress towards beating this case and showing that it's been baseless from the start.
And then we got to pay this.
They're literally reading something on a screen because you can see the dude's eyes going back and forth, looking at the screen and then back at the fucking camera.
This fool's tab too. We got to pay for him. Oh my god.
This ordeal. We truly cannot.
All right, so
So dumb.
here's the thing,
And,
man.
like,
They
literally.
also
Literally.
we have the link of
That
the
is not-
official fundraiser.
That is not the outfit for a person who is supposed to be going for a sitting congressional seat. I don't fucking care. District 9 Democrat primary. That is fucking ridiculous. Illinois, y'all need to do better.
And she's kind of a similar arc as AOC, but I think she's wealthier. She sort of, I feel like AOC was a legit bartender ish. This woman, I believe, has always been upper middle class, not a real bartender, just a party hopper and a socialite, right? And here you have it, stand with Kat and Andre.
So dumb. Raised $81,274. That is insane. I've barely raised $500 some odd dollars on mine, but yet Democrats and all that kind of stuff, fucking GoFundMe pushes these people's like no tomorrow because it has a certain dollar amount attached to it. That does not surprise me, and this literally just disgusts me. It really does, because it's like, wow, you'll push other people's GoFundMes, you'll put them out there to like news media and all these other things. Like, these people are going to get their donations. They're going to. It's going to happen.
against, and they've raised $81,000, dude.
That's
Democrats are
crazy.
this stupid where they're just giving these fools their money,
That
even
is
though they
insane.
both got cash. You
Yeah.
got wealthy boyfriends. You're claiming that you need all this cash to beat misdemeanors. That sounds like complete bullshit to me.
Right. I
And
agree.
dumbasses are giving them cash, letting these 27-year-olds just say, hey, F Trump, send me some money. How much of this cash do you think is actually going to go to legal bills? I don't believe it.
I
But
bet it's
Chicago,
just
Illinois is
going to
definitely
go toward
paying
whatever
up.
the fuck they want.
Somebody just sent her $2,000 anonymously. This is
I
freaking
wish.
sick and disgusting, dude.
I wish.
Democrats taking
I
advantage
wish.
of their own voters and their own base and just getting rich off it.
Yep.
Subscribe to me, Sanity Squad, for more content, man.
Go give him a subscribe. Go follow him. Go check his videos out. Great video. That is not surprising. I called it. Fucking called it. I knew it. As soon as I heard about the whole begging for money thing, it's like, watch, they're going to do a GoFundMe because every single liberal Democrat who has broken the law has gone to fucking GoFundMe to fund their legal battles and everything else. Between famous Twitch streamers like Denims and like the Squad for freaking Hassan, right? All of them, they all opened up a GoFundMe despite the fact that they're all rich, famous Twitch streamers and make thousands of dollars a week compared to normal, average, everyday Americans who might make $4,000 a month. They make in a week what someone makes in a month, easy. And that's not even just one person, probably multiple people. They probably make multiple people's salaries in a week. Okay? So the fact that all these rich people are flooding to GoFundMe and GoFundMe is getting a portion of every single dollar. Every dollar that goes to them, they take. Okay? So if you get a $10 donation, right? They're going to take 10% of that $10 donation. Every individual donation that you send to GoFundMe and to a person's GoFundMe, they take 10% of it. Okay? So that's fucking ridiculous, but also not surprising. So make sure you guys go give him a subscribe and a follow. Make sure you guys go check out w.gg and use my code TacticalGaming90 for 10% off. I get a kickback from it. It helps me out. You guys get 10% off. It's a win-win. Go check them out. Zero sugar, non-jittery, zero crash energy supplements. Catch me from the next one, guys. Later.